Okay. What is the transaction code for data dictionary? SC11. Here you can find different options like database tables, views, data types, type groups, domains, search helps and lock objects. When someone asks you what are the different options or different components available in data dictionary, what you have to say? You have
database
to
table,
explain. You have to explain all these 7 options. Okay. In data dictionary we can access database tables, views, data types, type groups, domains, search helps and lock objects. Okay. We'll see
comes
one by one, but first we have to concentrate on database tables. Later we'll go into remaining options. Okay. So what are the, so as I told you, we have standard tables and custom tables. You know the difference, right? What is the difference between standard table and custom table? Standard tables are provided by SAP as part of standard solution. Okay. We cannot modify metadata of the table. You cannot modify the field name. You cannot modify the data type of the existing fields. Okay. You can only add some additional fields to the standard table. You cannot modify the existing fields. It won't allow you. Okay. If you want some custom fields, 1 or 2 custom fields, you can add it. Add it to the table. Clear? When it comes to custom tables are created by the developers on their own. Okay. So like if the standard table is not supporting your requirement, so you can analyze the requirement and prepare fields. What are the fields you need? And you have to assign proper data types to each field, and you can create your on your own. If you want to change the table in future, you just need to click on change and create whatever you want. Okay. In custom tables, there is a flexibility to change anything. Okay. You can delete the existing fields or you can add the new fields. You can change the data type of a field. You can change the field name. So whatever the operation you want, you can perform on the custom tables. But there are some certain restrictions when we are changing table field names and data types. It's going to impact the existing programs. We'll discuss that later. But in custom tables, you can change the table anytime. Okay. So what is metadata? When we talk about the tables, what is metadata and data? Metadata means the table field names,
okay.
data types, table names. These are called metadata. What is data? What is data? Data is
Data
something
is
which stores
entries,
inside the table like
stores the data.
values, employee ID, employee name, department, salary. These are all metadata. But 100, employee name, department SAP, salary 10,000. These are all values. That is data. Okay. Clear? Is it clear? Now, let's create a table. First, just check the existing standard tables. There is one table, KNA1. What is KNA1? Customer master data. Here, we are going to save or we are going to insert all the customers of your company. Customers master data. Like if you go to the bank have their customer master data, right? What is the customer ID? That might be the account number, country. Land one means here country. See here, when you observe these field names, Do you know what is Kunnar? It's all different. These are all in German language, like close to German. These field names are close to German language. Okay, we don't know what is land one, but land one means country. Okay, Kunnar means customer number. You have to go by the description when you open the standard tables. Kunnar means customer, land one means country. Anyway, name one you know. ORT01 means city. Which city he belongs to, he or she. Okay. Region means state. Okay. Field names are little different. Okay. So this is customer master data table. Who are all the customers in your company? We are going to create a master data in this table using some screen, using some standard program. There is a standard program to create the customer master data. When you create the records in that customer master data screen, all those records are going to save in this customer master data table. Okay, is it clear? What I did, I entered the table name and click on display. Go to fields, go to fields tab. You can find these fields here. Okay, yes. Tell me what are the primary keys here?
City name,
Hmm?
customer, customer number, KUNN,
Hmm. So
and
these two are
A
the primary keys here, MANDT and KUNNR, Kunar. These two are the primary keys here. Okay. So whatever the data you are going to insert, those are unique by this customer ID. For example, if you take your bank example, each one have a separate account number, right? Unique account number, right? Each customer will have. So we are using customer ID as a primary key here. Clear? If you observe this MANDT, this is not actually a business field. We are not going to use it in business. But what is MANDT? I've already explained you about client independent and
Independent,
client dependent.
time
Did,
dependent.
did we discuss that?
No, sir.
Okay. So MANDT field is used to, please make a note of it, client independent tables and client dependent tables. Okay. So if you find MANDT field in a table, that is a client to dependent table. Client to dependent table. If you don't find MANDT field in the table is a client independent table. So each SAP server may contain multiple clients, but server is same, but clients are different. Clients are different. What is a client? Client is like a logical partition of the SAP server. If you take any example, if you take any Reliance company example, let's assume they have a SAP server and they are running multiple businesses, right? Reliance Petrol, Reliance Trends, Reliance Digital, Geo, all these companies are belongs to Reliance group only, right? They can assign one client number for each business and they can run in the same SAP server. So whatever the data you create in current client, it's not going to visible to the other clients. Okay. So what is the table that contains MANDT field? Client independent or client dependent? What is this type of table? If you see a mandatory field, it's a client independent table, client dependent table.
Time dependent table.
It's a client dependent table. Okay. Whatever the data you create in the current client, the data is visible only for that client. If you log in into the different client using your username and password, if you are trying to search for those records, you cannot see. Those records are not available for other clients. Okay. So you can find client number here, right? This is the client number. Now we log in into the client number 800. Let's say if you change the client number to a different client number and log in, you cannot find whatever the data created in client number 800. Clear? So customer number is the primary key here. And what is the data type? Character 30. Sorry, 10. Character, what is the length? What is the length of this table? Table
10.
field, Kunar,
10.
10. What is the
10.
type? Data type?
Character.
Character. If we go to land one means country key. It stores a country value. It might be IN, US, UK, etc. This is character 3. Name, character 35. Customer name is character 35. ORT01. City. For city, we assign, the SAP assign character 35. Postal code, character 10. What is this?
Get left.
Digit for international location number. There is some field digit for there is some field international location number, that is numeric 1, numc 1. ER date. What is ER date? Whenever you
The date
find
which
this
is
ER
good
date, ER
was
date or ER name fields, most of the times this ER date and ER name fields represents the time and date when a particular record got created. What is the time and date or who created the record? ER date means this field stores the value like date when this particular record is created on which date. What is ER name? ER name stores the value who created this record. Okay, who created this record, this particular customer master record in this table. These two fields stores that date and username, who created the record. What is the data type for ER date? That is dates, D. In program level we use D. Here in tables we use DATS. Okay.
okay.
Here we have one more numc field, that is numc2, number. This field stores number type data. Okay. So when you are creating a table, first you have to identify your table fields. This is the standard table provided by SAP. Okay. Let's try to change this table. I clicked on display, right? Clicked on display to check the field names. This is metadata. This is all metadata. If you want to see the records, what you need to do? You have to go to contents. If you want to if you want to display the data which is created in this table, which is available in this table, what you have to do? Click on contents. Click on execute or F8. Click on F8. So these are the records created in this table: customer ID, customer name, country, postal code, These are the data. This is the data. Okay, clear? Is it clear? The field name and corresponding data. Field name and corresponding data. These are all data. How to check the data of a table? In data dictionary, open the table and click on contents. If you know the particular customer number, you can enter the customer number and search for that customer number. You can see only that particular customer number. If you don't know, just remove the value and execute. You can see all the data available in the table. It is same for both standard tables and custom tables. The process is same. If you want to see what are the number of records or what are the number of data records saved in this table, click on number of entries. It will display the count. So what are the total number of records saved in this table? Clear? Let's go to one more master data, that is Mara. Mara is a master table for materials. Whatever the materials you are using in your organizations, that master data will be created here. Material ID and that material description. For example, pen. Pen is a material and the pen properties will be saved here. What is the table? Mara. That is a material master data. So the matner means material number. Material number is the primary key here.
Amar,
Okay. Yes.
what is difference between field and data element? Yesterday,
I'll explain you. This data element nothing but you can have these data types. What is the data type and length of the table? Inside the data element we have domain. In domain we configure data type and length. I'll show you. Okay, when creating the table. Okay. So first observe these field names. Field names are going to be, we are going to access only field names in the program level. Table name and field name. Okay. So if you want to check the data created in this Mara table, click on contents and execute. You can see the data created in this Mara table. Mara is for material master data. It contains material properties. Okay. Clear? Now let's go to table. Create our custom table. Z demo underscore customer. So I've given a name to it, Z demo customer. Click on create. Provide the short description of the table. Customer master data. Go to delivery and maintenance. Here you can see two options. One is delivery class. What is the delivery class? So what is the type of table you are creating? It contains what is the type of the table you are creating? Is it for system configurations or is it to store the business data? Okay, is it for system configurations or is it to store the business data? Business data we store in application tables. What is the difference between master data and transaction data?
the data is count.
What is transaction data?
Data is changed.
Transaction data, the data which is changes very frequently.
Very frequently is called transaction data. Master data is master data won't
The
change
data
very
which is
frequently. It's
changes
very
very
rare.
rarely.
Changes to the master data is very rare. So application tables might be a master data or transaction data. In application tables, we store business data. Okay. Delivery class, you have to select the type of the table what you are creating. Is it application table or customizing table. There are different types of tables, but for now just remember about application table. Application table is for business data, to save the business data. For example, we can create a master table or a transaction table. Okay, select application table, that is A. Delivery class should be A. Display and maintenance allow. Okay, I'll show you why this option. If you don't like what happens if you don't select this option, I'll show you. Okay, so delivery class is A, that is for application table. Application table contains master tables and transaction tables. Okay, is it clear? And select delivery and maintenance allowed. Go to fields. So let's create the field names. We are creating customer master data, right? That is, I'll take CID or customer ID. You can use underscores, but there should not be a blank space. You can use a underscore here, like this. Okay, you can use underscore, but you don't use blank space. Okay, is it a primary key or not? Customer ID.
Take it.
It is a primary key. For customer master data, customer ID is the primary key. That's why I'm selecting a key. When you select the field as a key, that is a primary key. Now, did we create any data element for this field? Do we have any data element? We did not create any data element. Okay, for now we use built-in types. I'll show you what is the difference between built-in type and data element. For now, use built-in type. Okay, now select the data type. What is the type for this customer ID? What is the data type of this customer ID? What is the data type of this customer ID? Is it a character or number?
Character.
You can take character.
Number. Correct.
Okay, what is the length of this customer ID? There is no specific thing like specific rules that the customer ID should be character or customer ID length should be 10. You have to work with the functional consultants to identify what is the data type, what is the type of data you are going to save in this customer ID, and what is the length of this customer. You need to analyze before creating a table. You need to analyze, okay, what is the length of this table field, what is the maximum value that can accept, what is the type of the field. Okay, you need to analyze that. Clear? Provide the short description. uh, Customer ID. Create one more field. I'm just saving it. Save the table in a package. Do you know what is package? You know, right? What is a package?
Here we can see
Location.
that.
Location.
Okay, so there is some screen issue, that's why I just opened it again. Okay, so I've created one field, I made it as a primary key and assigned the data type, that is character length 10, and provided the short description of that field. Okay, now create one more field. I'll take it as CNAME. Is it a primary key or not? Can we take name as a primary key or not?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's take your company example. If you go to your company and trying to create a employee master data, if you take employee name as a primary key, can't you find like another Hari in your company? Another person with the same name called Hari. Is it possible or not possible?
With customer name is
Possible, sir.
possible.
Possible, right? If you go to your college, in your college, if you are creating a student master data, so if you made student name as primary key, so is there any chance that you can find duplicate names like two or three persons with same name?
Chances are there.
There are
Yes.
chances, right? If you create customer name as primary key, it will be a duplicate value, right? It won't accept the duplicate value, right?
Yes.
If you enter Hari again, it's not going to take it because Hari entry is already there. It's not going to take, it's not going to accept. That's why we should not use names as a primary key. Okay, because there is a chance of duplication, right? If you go to a bank, you can find if you go to SBI, if they made customer name as primary key, for example, if you take Srinivas, there will be around 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh customers with the same name called Srinivas, right? They cannot use it as a primary key. So they can identify each record by their customer ID because customer ID is unique. Customer ID, your employee ID, your college roll number, these are all unique numbers, right? You cannot find other person with the same customer ID or same employee ID. Employee IDs are unique to that particular person. Is it clear?
Yes.
So when you are using a primary key, you have to do some analysis. Okay, what is the field that I can use for a use as a primary key? Okay, so I'm not going to use customer name as a primary key, but I'll provide the data type. What is the type of customer name? What type of data we are going to save here?
Character.
Character data only. Length I'll give some 30. Okay, provide the description. And city. See, when you open the SAP standard table, there is a different field name for city. What is the field name? ORT01, I think, right? But here we are using some different name here. Okay, that is the flexibility in custom tables. You can use your own names and your own data types. Okay, clear? Now for city, giving a given here 40. Okay, clear? Okay, that's it. I just need these three fields or phone number What is the type of phone number?
Number.
I'll take number. Don't take integer. Okay, integer is for different purpose. It is for counts. Okay, provide the description. Okay, now we're done with the fields. I just need these 4 fields in the table. Now go to technical settings.
Phone number is unique.
What is it?
Phone number is unique. Can we use primary key?
Phone number is unique. Yeah, you can use it. You can use it as a primary key. But
Okay.
usually, what is the business process? When you go to your like HR department and ask for some insurance benefits or something, what they'll ask you? Is it your employee ID or phone number?
Customer ID, employee
Your
ID.
employee ID. When you go to the bank, and ask for your transactions, what they'll ask? Your account number. They'll check for your account number. Okay, that is the unique identification of a customer.
Okay.
Okay, phone number, postal code, these are all belongs to some communication data of the customer. Okay, but in some special cases we can use phone number as a primary key. Okay,
Okay.
okay, now uh, so I'm done with the field selection. I've entered the, okay, so I've provided the field names, the data type and length, and the description, okay, of the fields. Click on save. Now it is not enough. We have to maintain the settings, technical settings. Go to technical settings. What can you find in technical settings? So whenever you see the star symbol, asterisk symbol, right, in red color or pink color, that means this field input is mandatory. You should provide input for this field. Clear? This is a mandatory input. Okay. What is data class? Data class defines is it a master table or a transaction table? What kind of table data it is? Master table data or transaction table data. For master data, APPL 0. For transaction data, APPL 1. You know, right, what is master data and what is transaction data?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here we select relevant option. If it is a master data, we are creating a master data, we use APPL 0. If you are creating a transactional data, we select APPL 1. What type of data, what type of table we are creating? Is it a master data or
Master
transaction
data
data?
or transaction data, both.
What is this customer table? GDemo customer table. What type of table it is? Is it a master data table or a transaction data table?
Transaction data.
How you are saying this as a transaction data table? What are the fields we have in this table? Customer ID, customer name, city, and phone number. Is there any salary details of this customer ID or transaction date, like amount of the customer ID?
Sir.
No, right? These are all master data. These are all master
Yes, sir.
data. Customer ID is a master data. Customer name is master data. City is master data. Also, phone number is also
Phone
master
number.
data. I told you, right? Are these values going to change every day?
No, sir.
No, right? Customer ID is not going to be changed. Customer name is not going to be changed. This is a master data. We are creating a master data table, not the transaction data table. Okay. Click on.
APPLO.
See, don't confuse. We have selected in delivery and maintenance. We have selected application table. Okay. Application table is for both the master data and transaction data. So here in the data class level, we are selecting what type of data you are going to create. Is it a master data or transaction data? Okay. So now we are creating master data table. Click on APPL0. Okay. Size category also we have to provide. What is size category? Size category defines what are the approximate number of records you are going to save in this table. What is size category? It defines approximate number of records you are going to save in this table. For example, you know, in your company, if you have 2000 employees, so what is the relevant option here? It is 0, 0. 0 means 0 to 3400 records. What will happen? A specific memory will be allocated for this table. A specific memory will be allocated for this table. Okay, you select size category. This is approximate number of records you are going to save in this table. Size category means. Is it clear?
Yeah. Okay.
So you may ask, what is the maximum length of maximum records this table can store now? If you select 0,
Up to 3000.
up to 3400 records. Let's say in your company you have 3000 employees, and after 2 years your company hired another thousand employees. Now what is the total employees you have?
4000.
4000. So is this table is going to accept those additional 600 records?
Uh,
Accept or not going to accept? We select 0 as size category. It will accept. Okay. Even it is exceeding that limit, it won't stop you to create records in the table. Okay. It will add one more size category. That is another 3400 records. It will automatically extend the space. Okay. It's not going to stop even the limit is exceeded. But why we are using this size category? Because to specify approximate length, approximate memory required for this table in the database like question. Okay. Right. What is the approximate memory required